Hi everyone, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to talk about the idea that you need to use sunscreen every single day. Because if you look at your own daily life, you might notice that this doesn't always match how you actually live, or maybe even hardly at all. And I think that deep down you might have already questioned that. And before the sunscreen crowd jumps in, if you're someone who is outside for hours every day, working in direct sunlight or spending a lot of time exposed to the sun, then of course protection is necessary. And I think you don't even need anyone to tell you that, because you would notice it immediately if your skin starts to burn. But I'm talking about those of you who spend most of the day indoors, at school, at work, or simply at home, because then your exposure to direct sunlight is often limited to short periods. And sometimes you might not even be exposed to it at all, especially on days when you stay inside. I mean, in some cases, you might even leave when it's still dark and come back when it's dark again. And yet, you're still told that you need to apply sunscreen every single day, no matter what. And I think that's where things don't really match reality anymore. Because this is usually not something you figured out or from your own experience. It's something you've gotten used to seeing over and over again, through social media, general advice, or just constant repetition. So even if it doesn't really match how you live, it still becomes part of your routine. And at that point, it's not really about your actual exposure anymore. It's just something you feel like you have to do. And once it becomes a daily step, it often doesn't stop there. Because now you need to remove it properly at the end of the day, which leads to cleansers. Then your skin might feel different, so you add a moisturizer. And over time it can turn into a routine with more and more steps, all built around something that might not have been necessary in the first place. And again, this doesn't mean that sunscreen doesn't have a place. In situations with real and extended sun exposure, it is very useful. But applying it as a strict daily rule, regardless of how you actually live, is something worth questioning. Because your routine should reflect what you actually need, based on how you live. Not just something you've been told to do every single day. So maybe the next time you go through your routine, it's worth asking yourself if it actually makes sense for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!